about that. Kind of cut me off, but anyway, it's got the automatic choke, which basically you hit this little switch right here, it locks the choke in place, and then once you get it going and you got it started, you know, you hit this, and once you give it full throttle, it automatically releases the choke instead of having to reach down there and adjust it. Finger adjustable, idle, very easy to adjust instead of having to stop, get out some tools, whatever. You know, you can adjust it as you go. Replace the gas line, that one that comes with the kit. It hardens over time. I don't know if this one will or not, but it seems to be a little bit better. I can see my fuel mixture really well. With this kind of frame too, I was able to run my wires a little bit better and get it all out of the way and everything. Just a little bit better setup. They would actually use the mounting bracket like you're supposed to on the CDI box. I'm going to do something with these wires eventually, probably, you know, get some electrical tape and get them all squared away. Probably going to change out the head a little bit, and you know, depending on whether or not they give me a problem, I'll get some of the wider spaced cranks for this, and other than that, it works really well. I'm gonna see about mounting a set of front brakes on this thing, because going downhill the coaster brake works good, but yeah, you got to put some pressure on it to get it to stop, because you get a pretty good speed on one of these 29 inchers. I'm a pretty big guy, and I can get it up to a little over 40, and that's pretty quick. Also going to get some side view mirrors, because unlike riding a regular bicycle, you do not want to have to turn your head going down the street to be able to see what's behind you. It is not a good idea, because things come up a lot faster on one of these things than they do on a bicycle. Other than that, you know, everything pretty much fits really well with this bike. Like I said, I've only ran it a couple times, but it seems to be running pretty good. I'm still running 16:1 gas ratio. It's still within the break-in period. Haven't gone but like maybe 2 gas tanks worth, so I'm going to keep running that for another 2 or 3 gas tanks, and then switch to the 32:1. Probably give me some more horsepower, more pickup speed maybe. I don't know exactly what it's going to do, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, it really works well. The other thing is if you do get one of these kits and you do decide to upgrade to the Delardo carburetor or the aftermarket remake or knockoff, whatever, the knockoffs are really, you know, they're just as good, I guess. I don't see much of a difference online. They seem to be made out of the same materials and everything. It doesn't leak as opposed to the stock carb that comes with this kit. But when you first get it, it will have a metal rod that comes up right about here that you're going to have to replace or modify the line or something like that. What I chose to do was take the thread out of the original carb and just, it fits in there, and just use it instead of chopping some of the insulation for the throttle cable. It works just fine, and that way I didn't have to modify that too much. You also have to modify the little end that goes into the carburetor to lock on the slide, because it doesn't lock correctly. You have to just take off about, you know, maybe a millimeter of the metal, and it holds pretty well. Maybe a little light right here, which if you buy one of these with the 7/8 diameter pipe, you're gonna have to get an extra bushing, because with the vibration of the bike, it's going to make this move freely no matter what you do. If it's tilted down, it's going to fall down. If it's not, it's going to fall up. So you're going to have to tighten it down. It's tightened as all that it can get right now, so just going to have to do something about that. Also, the clutch that comes with this kit, the handle is crap. After about 3 rides, the little pin that's usually right here to lock it just kind of popped out. And I was going down the street and wasn't nothing I could do about it. So I looked online and found one with a much better locking mechanism. You know, it locks a whole lot better, which is some right there. And it's a lot sturdier, a little bit longer too. So it's going to work a lot better. And that's pretty much it. Love these white walls. It's a big old bike, like I said. Most people can't ride the 29 unless you got some really long legs. So be prepared. Make sure you can ride these things before you make them out of a 29er. And be careful. Like I said, find you a different brake too, because regular coaster brake ain't going to do it. Oh, also with coaster brakes on these things, you do have to do a slight modification. I used the regular coaster brake arm, but it did hit the bolts that mount the sprocket. And what I did was, instead of bending it like everybody else said online, I just took my Dremel, and where it was scraping the paint off the coaster arm, I just cut a little groove in like a half moon shape that made it clear the bolts, and now it works perfectly fine. No more rubbing, no scrubbing, no nothing like that. So that's probably the best bet to do with that. And that's my 29er motorized bicycle. All right, bye.